Back to the Dumbass class with me, the Dyslexic Gamer, as we continue our RPG of Dark Heresy, A Toast to the God Emperor's Light. Last time, our group of brave acolytes had been beating down some drug dealers and some gangers and criminals. After slaying pretty much everyone, they just had the gang lord to subdue next. The Arbite, who has made himself known now, he is trying to help you guys by stunning him. Because he's a hardened criminal, he's not going to go down. He knows what happens to him if he gets captured. Nothing good. So, we will pick up straight where we left off, which means it is Alexa's turn.
More murder! Then plus 30 because of all the bonuses I should be getting. I'm just thinking, can gang member guy dodge? I think he's been attacked since then, hasn't he?
Nope, I don't. Let me check.
Yeah, Amanda. She critted, didn't she?
I did crit him. He was prone.
Ah, yes.
Yep.
Yes, so he cannot dodge.
Wait, I believe he can he? He just takes penalties.
No, he can't dodge because he tried to dodge you.
Yeah, it's not his turn yet.
Ah, true.
Once again, the 1 in 100 chance. And that's his left arm. It's pen 2.
So that takes that down to 5, 6, 7, 8.
And it'll be Piggy Man's turn.
8, so he takes 8, 14. Okay, he, as you come down with your chainsword and slash him across his arm, you can see the spit and vile and anger in his eyes, as that seemed to really hurt. Ghost, can you give me an awareness check with a plus 10, please? Unfortunately, Ghost, you were too caught up in battle in your little shooting match with the person that you just killed. You don't hear the man who comes in now and charges you. You recognise this man because he's the guard who was. He's the guard who was.
Front door.
Yes, at the front door. You're not surprised. You just didn't see him coming. That's all.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and see if he's I'm gonna go prepare for my round then.
He hits you. You can parry with a las gun, just to let you know.
I can also dodge.
That's true.
And I don't have a las gun, I have a
Las pistol. Oh, it actually says in the errata, any weapon can be used to parry, including an auto las pistol and las gun.
It would look kind of
So,
weird to try
hey,
and block
no.
a sword with a pistol, though.
No. Here's also the weirdest thing. Technically, if you have the unarmed specialist talent, you can actually parry with unarmed because you can just knock away the guy's arm that is holding the weapon.
A turn.
Yeah, I dodged.
13. Yeah, no, I got to add him to the tracker because I didn't want you guys seeing him beforehand. So that is why Miss Alexa had her turn, because I knew he would come in there. So he misses with his attack, and Ooh, I need to get his character sheet up. The not Piggy Man. You guys call him Piggy Man. The Arbite, who has come to your aid. Technically, you two are neutrals, but I will give him a +10.
Also, I'm calling him Piggy Man because I've actually got reason to not know who he is at the moment. I've been fighting the gangers this entire time, killing them.
He cannot dodge this attack, so how much will it do? Ooh! Ooh, that's a bit more than I was anticipating. No pen though, sadly.
Now shocking though.
Yes. I just need to see what his overall is. Oh, wrong character. You. What is your overall soak? Taking him down to hang on, so that takes him down to negative 4. Oh, hang on. Well, that's annoying. It won't let me do that to his token. So, I should probably do the critical damage first. Critical damage sheet was 2. Shit, what was critical damage again? Was that page 220?
Is this impact critical damage? Because that's 239. So if you tell me which, so if since it's body, I can tell you what it's got. If actually you don't want to tell me the critical damage, I'll figure it out anyway. So just there you go.
Impact to the. Good point. Where did the Arbite hit? He hit in the 55,
body.
Which is the body. Okay, because that will make a difference, I believe. Okay. So he is already prone, however, he must roll a 1d10 to see how much toughness he loses. So
it's temporary toughness damage.
Yeah, but he's about to take shock damage, so that might just take him down into the next lower bracket. So
Shock doesn't actually do damage. It does fatigue and what's it called?
No, it's not from. He's taken critical damage, which has lowered his overall toughness score. And now he's going to resist shock, which is to do with toughness.
I'm just saying that shocking doesn't actually do damage itself. It does fatigue.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's fairly shocking, that is.
So he has lost 4 to his toughness. Unfortunately, that doesn't make any difference. So, well, it makes a 4% difference, but so he takes a toughness test. I believe it's a standard, isn't it, for shocking?
Yeah, it's flat.
It's flat. He suffers 1 level of fatigue if he fails, and is stunned for the number of rounds equal to half of his degrees of failure.
Rounding up.
So he is shocked for 2 turns. He is already
1 turn. Half his degrees of failure.
Yeah, rounded up. So,
isn't that 2 degrees?
So 2 halved is 1. Oh yeah, I suppose. Yeah, no, it would. Yeah, I did my maths wrong. Plus I added 1 for his failure, which you don't do either. So he is currently shocked for 1 turn, which actually doesn't help you guys at all. I was going to say if he's shocked, you guys will be able to beat him down and take him that way, but it doesn't matter because it's 1 turn and now it's his turn. So he's
no longer stunned.
He is stunned. He's no longer stunned.
Yeah,
he can't do
he's
anything.
still prone at least.
Yes. Diogenes, it is your turn.
Tech use, I guess, for this machine.
Can you do tech use with perception?
Nope.
I don't want to, but
You can't. You can, however, get him to roll something else that's got perception as a roll.
Okay, you can roll me awareness, please. You can have a plus 20.
But it's annoying in that the sheet doesn't actually do perception tech use, so you can just like give yourself the ticks and another skill and then roll it.
So with a 0.8, you would see that there are no lights on in that area. I mean, there are some disco lights, like you can clearly, well, not disco lights, you can clearly see that there are portable lights that have been put up, because this is like a club area. You'd imagine, as you look around, you could see that there are empty bottles and clearly drug paraphernalia littered around the place. But all the cognites, all the screens, everything around you, there's no light coming from any of the consoles.
would I be able to figure out how to turn them on or do anything with them?
No. That would be something that a tech priest would have to look into. You could try turning the machine on, but I can tell you now, if you hit the on button, there's no power to it.
I guess I'll take a big sigh and start running then. Was that a half action or full?
Half action.
Start walking then? If my sheet
Sure.
decides to close.
Okay. So, Ghost. Some little ingrate has just tried to hit you. Well, technically
Yeah.
he did hit you, but you skillfully dodged out the way.
I turn my face towards him. You will pay for that. Drop the pistol. Draw a chainsword. Hack into him.
Sure.
I lost it.
But the God
I don't
Emperor
think-
does not seem to want to let... Actually, hang on. Yep, no. God Emperor does not want this. Or someone doesn't want it. You don't know who would change fates in that way.
The Emperor wants me to kill the guy.
Amanda, it is your turn.
Huh? The guy on the floor, he now looks hurt as hell, right?
Yeah, he's bleeding in places. You can smell the smell of burning hair from the electrical discharge.
I'm
That
moving
smelly
to
smell.
grapple him. And since grappling is basically a standard melee attack,
I would stop you from grappling because you're on the other side of a doorway. You're not
Yeah,
like where Alexa is. She's in the doorway. You're attacking round the corner.
okay.
So I would probably say that there is actually a... Realistically, I probably shouldn't have let anyone attack round the corners, but the combat had to be sped up in some way.
Can I move through my allies then? With a half action? Did you let me see something?
Yes, because I believe I let him do it last time.
So if I can move here, could I grapple him then? From this direction?
You could next turn. I believe grapple's a full action.
It's a standard attack or a charge action.
It's an unarmed attack. It's
Yeah.
standard unarmed.
Is it an unarmed a full action? I don't know.
Yes.
No, isn't the grapple a full action because it's a
You can shoot-
maneuver?
No, you can choose to do it instead of doing damage with an unarmed standard attack or charge.
Okay, so yeah, you could make a grapple. However, you'd have to drop your weapons. And
Yeah.
What
I'm
do you
gonna-
have in? Do you have a shield and a sword?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd need to drop them.
Found the grapple.
Okay then.
Half or full action, it says.
Okay, so yeah, you could, because you can drop your items as free actions, so you could attempt a grapple.
You know what?
Okay,
Fuck
wait.
it.
Instead of inflicting damage with an arm attack, a character can attempt a grapple. Attempting a grapple is a melee attack that uses
Yeah, I
either
already-
charge action or standard attack.
What? Fuck it. I'm gonna move here then. I'm gonna drop my sword and shield, and I'm gonna grapple him. Because we kinda need this idiot alive, so I'm just gonna fun skill. No half aim, but it's a standard, so +10 because he's prone, so he must make a reaction.
He can use one. You mean?
Is it an opposed strength, or is it?
No,
it
it's-
just
No,
deals
no, no.
fatigue.
The target of the grapple may use a reaction if able to avoid. If the attack is successful, the attacker and the target start to grapple,
Unfortunately,
controlling the grapple.
unfortunately, a higher power wishes him to not be grappled. You don't know which higher power, but a higher
Wait, but
power.
he rolled a 35 on the target.
Oh,
as
sorry.
well.
No, for some reason I read that the wrong way round. I don't know why I did that.
I put my money on
So
Selena.
you, so you make your attack. So if you want to roll damage for me,
Doesn't do damage.
I didn't do damage, I'm
It
just
doesn't do
grappling him.
damage.
Instead, this guy counts as grappled, and we get +20s to hit him. And next turn, do other
Henry
stuff.
has to do another grapple next turn, I think.
No,
The
he's
only
declare
thing-
full action.
I mean, there's a grapple
No.
action. This action is used when the target is already engaged in grapple. If the active character is controlling the grapple, the first thing he must do on his turn is to declare grapple as full action in order to maintain the grapple. If he does not do this as a full action, the grapple immediately ends. After that, he can choose one of the following control grapple options. Damage opponent, throw down opponent, push opponent. Page 222. Also ready and stand. You can also use items.
huh? Okay. Well, for now he is grappled. Miss Jenny, there is a person behind you.
Sure, I'm gonna aim and shoot my hand cannon at him.
Yeah,
Half
there's a
aim,
-20
that's
to that.
Short range, standard attack, and -20. Right?
Yep.
67. Goes wide.
Miss Alexa, it is your turn.
I just need to check what the stun action is. I'm gonna stun him.
You get +30 bonus because he's both prone and being grappled by me.
Doesn't that technically also makes you prone?
I don't think so, it doesn't say it.
Technically, he is prone, so you would be low to the ground. I don't know. Really, trying to grapple someone in my mind whilst in combat and everything's is a little bit too hectic. So I just decided
It's-
to.
Doesn't
Because
help that
I-
grapple rules in Dark Heresy are kind of convoluted.
Yeah.
It's not that they're massively convoluted, it's that they're too condensed. It's not convoluted, it's condensed. And I'm rolling with +20 because of all the bonuses. Grapple cancelling out the penalty, and then friends in melee, and +10 because I hate the guy, and I get a bonus for that.
You can't make a stun action
Why can't I?
because you've got hatred on. You want to kill this person. Why would you try and stun them?
It is true. In my game, someone blew someone's leg off. On many
So
occasions,
you
just
can't
because they hate
can't
them.
do a stun action. You have to try and kill them.
I could roll willpower to do it.
Game discretion, I guess.
Plus, it's to
Yeah.
retreat or surrender. I can't back down. Doesn't stop me knocking them out.
It depends really what you mean by backing down.
I mean, technically, like they said, you do hate him, so I think.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
hatred. It's
GM
hatred.
would.
You can make a willpower test to try and not to kill him.
Well, and that was an attack on him.
Okay, he can't dodge.
Lovely.
And he died.
15.
Oh well, these things happen.
There's a chance.
No, he died.
We'll have to
81,
see.
it's still a lag.
So -2 is 5. So that's 10. As you've Miss Alexa, you've decided for whatever reason that in this combat, these heretics, they need to die, and they need to die by losing legs. You have a pile of them gathering up around that corner where now the crime lord screams out in pain, and the blood curdling, bubbling up from his stomach as your chainsword just straight through his leg. He collapses to the floor as blood sprays up across the roof. You have quite the pile of legs to claim as your trophies.
Why is it always legs with hatred?
It's always legs with Dark Heresy in general.
For some reason.
In
Yeah.
the game I run, everyone died in different ways, except for if there was hatred involved, then they like 100% died with legs.
Yeah, so far, everybody I've actually killed in straight up combat, because of hatred, has died to legs.
I mean,
Duka's not wrong.
look, you're a zealot. You like kneecapping people. Makes sense, I guess.
I went to go stun him, and then my hatred got the better of me, and I went to go chop him at the knee to cripple him, and instead I just took his whole leg. I was trying to keep him alive, but I took his entire leg instead.
Lovely. And I went through all that trouble.
So, Ghost, the person who is fighting you, the man who was at the door, he hears this scream ring out across the battlefield, well, across the once nightclub, along with the revving of a chainsword and the screams of some insane bitch. He looks over and he just sees his boss collapse on the floor with blood spurting everywhere.
I look over too and I just...
technically, he should do a willpower test as well. So we'll give him a willpower test.
I look over there as well. And
He drops to his knees and his weapons go flying across the floor as he clearly gives up.
So I mean, combat's over.
It certainly does.
I'm no longer running hatred.
Technically, you need to take a willpower test to let Matey live, don't you?
Nope, the moment you declared combat ended, I lost hatred.
Well, he's given up, so it's not... He's given up. Technically, you have to roll to let him give up to end combat.
And I guess I'll roll, but yeah, the way my hatred works is the moment combat ends, I lose it, because I'm getting 2 fate points.
Yeah, but you're watching someone give up, so I would imagine you would need to... Otherwise, it's... Unless your comrades can snap you out of it, if they're allowed to, then it would go round to, your turn, where you would charge and trying to attack.
Because the exact ruling for hatred's weird in that I only have to roll willpower to retreat or surrender. I'm doing neither. Yeah, I find it difficult to back down, but if the guy surrendered, he's not fighting.
Is that hatred the normal hatred, or is that hatred from your character class? So is it worded differently?
Fanatic gives me the hatred talent against whoever I bought the fate point for the entire time I'm in combat. It's not that I actually have the hatred talent, it's that mechanically I get the talent for the duration of combat. I just have to spend a fate point to get the hatred.
And it's called hatred, yeah?
Yeah.
So...
A fanatic character may spend a point of fate to count as having the hatred talent against his current foe for the duration of the encounter. Should he choose to leave the combat against a hated foe in the encounter, however, he gains one. Well, it doesn't say he gains the talent, just counts as having it. I mean, wording again.
Yeah, which is why I've been saying for the duration of combat, because while I don't actually buy it, I effectively have it for the whole time of combat.
I'm back. What did I miss?
I was just talking about me trying to let a guy live because he surrendered.
I mean, did you do your willpower test?
I've just been looking again at the. We've been looking at the ruling for hatred, and there's nothing actually about having to roll willpower to let someone live.
GM discretion, I guess.
I thought the whole thing with hatred was that you take insanity if you back down or run away, or...
No, that's fanatic, and that's if I choose to
Okay.
leave combat.
It
Okay.
does state that in the fanatic, but
Which is why I'm curious if James can make me roll to end
that's
combat.
for the duration of the encounter, so I guess the big question is the encounter over or not?
Well, that would be down to the player character, because if you're in combat and you see someone who you hate and aren't willing to let live, then you wouldn't get out of...
I don't intend to not kill the guy. I just intend to get information out of him, then kill him.
Yeah. You just chopped off the one of the guys we actually
Surrender.
needed alive. I don't think you're
I didn't get a choice
that
in
in
that, remember?
control.
Or surrender. Retreat or surrender.
Oh god, did I disconnect again?
Still here.
If you're gonna make me roll, I'll roll.
I would... It's annoying where it says hatred, and you've got the other one that Magnus had, which was enemy.
Yeah, enemies, like, you've actually made an enemy. You can't... They will be trying to kill you. You've made an enemy of, like, a whole group of people. Hatred is... You hate them. They're not your enemy. You hate them. Enemies, you've made an enemy. Hatred is you don't like someone.
No,
Well, no,
not
because
liking someone is quite
the
different from
bonuses are the bonuses are the same.
No, enemy gives you
Basically, you know.
penalties.
Yeah, enemy doesn't actually give you bonuses, just
It gives you-
penalties to
it gives-
social roles.
It's a free thing that you and the GM can agree to award when appropriate, and it gets removed with the approval of the GM, and you take a -10 to fellowship influence when dealing with these guys.
So I
It's
guess
reverse
technically
peer.
Altain has enemy, maybe Mechanicus? Well, I don't know. Just because he used to get on with them really well and now he hates them.
No, it'd be like the Mechanicus hates you.
Yeah, I guess my character wouldn't really be asked to hate anyone.
Seeing as you weren't actually in melee combat with that character, considering it's a different combat altogether and this person has not actually attacked you personally, I will say that you can essentially end your combat whilst, you know, you've chopped matey's leg off, you've calmed down, you've looked around and seen him on the floor giving up. So you won't need to roll. But if they're actually in combat with you and they've tried to attack you, then you will need to roll. So for the guy by Ghost's feet, no, you don't need to roll.
I mean, if they can still attack me, even if they've surrendered, I'm going to be trying to kill them anyway, because technically I'm actually retreating to let them live in that situation.
Yeah, when they've attacked you personally, you will need to make a roll when they surrender, but that person hasn't attacked you. He attacked Ghost. You didn't even know he was there until you've turned round and seen him whimpering and cowering. So I think that's fair enough. So, as combat has ended and the Arbite can. He's looked round where you can see underneath Miss Alexa's legs. That was actually Dark Heresy, not Dark Heresy Combat. Never mind. He turns around. We will still be in a kind of combat time, but it's more we're going to be using the initiative timer to try and get things straight. So as the crime lord drops, screaming and gurgling, and then dies, whilst behind the group you can hear the sounds of ching ching ting ching of metal being thrown across the floor, and as you look round you can see the doorman cowering on the floor at Ghost's feet. The Arbite looks up and looks at Miss Alexa. So, who are you? Name yourselves. He pulls out a combat shotgun.
Really biggie, man.
Tell me when I can. I'll start walking towards them, or running towards them. So just tell me when I arrive.
Let's not start violence now. There's been enough bloodshed.
I'm a mechanicus. Can't you tell?
Doesn't mean you can't go rogue.
And you think we've gone rogue?
You may have helped here, but who are you? Explain yourselves.
Above your pay grade.
Doubt it. Explain yourselves now.
You're one of the off-world investigators, yes?
And how exactly do you know that?
Well, that's above your pay grade.
Doubt it. Explain yourselves now. He goes to his microbead.
I wouldn't do that. The moment you do that, a lot of heat gets called on your head for interrupting an operation you shouldn't, that was going on simultaneously to your own. Once again, above your pay grade. We tell you?
Doubt it. Where's your
Then
papers? He chucks his ID on the floor in front of him. Identify yourselves. You may have aided me in that battle, but that does not mean you were not trying to influence me in other ways. Who are you? Why are you so well equipped?
Out of character, did we ever get rosettes or anything that would
No.
identify us as agents of the Inquisition?
Nope.
Sororitas. Again, an operation above your pay grade.
So
Drop
guys,
this and we may be able to have you written in.
just to let you know, so this is how the situation is. At the moment, you saying above your pay grade means nothing to this person. You have aided him, yes, but you are well-equipped individuals who could well be from another gang who are trying to take control of this area, or perhaps you're the people who have been supplying these individuals with their weapons and drugs, and you're just trying to clear up. So you need to provide more than this is above your pay
We
grade.
can't, and that's a problem.
Wait. Would my character know any other gangs that the majority of people just don't mess with and are absolutely terrified of? Like, so if I said that name, he'd just instantly drop it or anything
I
like
don't
that.
think
No.
we should be threatening our bodies with
No,
gangs.
he's an Arbite. So you do have the materials at hand. I wouldn't put you into a situation where you're hopelessly screwed. But
We
you
could
do
kill the guy.
You do need to make,
Alright, how
explain
about this?
yourselves.
Actually, I got it.
Philosophy
Well-
is used for debating, so I can
Now,
debate.
I've got something, The reason I say above your pay grade is because currently we were here for a mission. Our job was to pick up a delivery. Now, while going to go pick up the delivery, we were accosted by a few gang members who decided that we weren't allowed to carry the money for the delivery. Now, of course, we couldn't let that stand. We can't get the delivery if they're causing trouble. So we came down to clear house, because clearly your men haven't done anything. Now, above your pay grade stands because if we die, you offend a very powerful man who will quite possibly cut off trade and bring with your planet causing massive amounts of trouble with your governor.
Do you think the Arbites give two rats about what some planetary governor's doing?
They
We
do
are
when
the
it
law.
reflects on their career.
Do you understand that? We are the law of the Imperium. We have been tasked with a sacred duty to ensure that criminals do not ruin the Imperium from within. However, he
This
is
Arbites has such good sense of humor.
going to.
I'll just sort of like
scrutiny
put my hand up
fellowship.
and be like, it'll take a while to explain, so do you mind just giving us a few minutes at least to explain ourselves?
Has anyone even looked over at Ghost yet?
No.
Okay.
Not really.
I
Man
can't see
is
from here,
seriously
I assume.
considering just killing the pigman and leaving because he's being too annoying. And he continuously humped the air while looking at her, so, you know, she doesn't mind killing
Part
him.
of the cover, really.
No other actions anyone wants to
Uh,
call out?
Can I use philosophy fellowship to debate him?
No.
I'd just be like, pretty much just like try and
Just my
Persuade him,
act-
So
like-
the character you saw
Okay,
in the bar, the one who was dancing, and the one that's gone now. He's gone. Though he is, in many respects, fucked up in how he looks. He has all of a sudden gone from, you know, the guy that you saw at the bar to a man holding himself as if he has authority and respect, and
I
as if
just
he's
start
been holding
laughing
this position
maniacally.
for a while.
Actually,
I'm not doesn't really care about that.
I want to see the badge he threw on the
Well
ground.
done. Sure.
Because one thing doesn't click for me as a player. It
Didn't
is
they
the
mention
fact
that they like to kill
Arbite-
Arbites as well?
Any like self-respecting imperial organization would not hire mutants. Inquisition being not self-respecting one, so this is what I think as a player.
Okay.
I think the Inquisition respect themselves, they're just above it.
You step up and you look down at his badge. Do you pick it up, or do you want to just roll an awareness as you look at the badge?
by the way,
I'm
with
gonna
detail?
pick it up
Yes.
with one hand,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
other still holding my hand cannon.
I'll put away my chainsword and pick up my pistol.
Okay.
And my pistol was put
I'll
away
be
as I was
laughing.
going towards
I'll
him.
be laughing hysterically as I do so.
As you pick up the badge, you can. In fact, I'll give it to you. You spend a few seconds looking over it. None of you have the law or common law Arbites, so
Can
Can I
I
roll
roll
logic
Underworld if
to
I
try
see
and figure it out? Yeah, like a negative or something?
Ghost, you can probably roll Underworld. You'd need at least 2 degrees of success to know roughly what an Arbites badge looks like.
Could I logic this?
You, Jenny, because you're part of the Mechanicus, you've looked at far more emblems than a Death Welder or wherever the hell Ghost is from. So I'd give you either Intelligence plus 20 or Logic plus 10.
I'm gonna be honest, intelligence plus 20 is 10 more than logic plus 10.
I wasn't sure how many bonuses you had to Logic, so I was like,
Just one tick. I'm gonna fade that.
Okay.
If you fail it, I could probably pass it.
Diogenes, you have been in trouble with the law in the past, so I'll say you can do an Intelligence plus 10 or a Logic flat.
Intelligence plus 10.
Just.
I've
Jenny,
done it, man.
you've seen the emblem of the Arbites before. You've also had, in your past, the chance meeting of an Arbites officer, only very briefly, but you did recall seeing a badge, and you remembered its rank, mid-level. The number of stars and iconography on this badge would make him a general, brigadier general. This is a man who is high up in power at the very least. You'd imagine that the fact that he suffers from minor mutations, that he doesn't hold an office of power, that he's still a frontline agent, but he has been promoted numerous times given the number of like stars and Aquillas and additional iconography that is going on around his badge.
Just one small question.
Yep.
If he has the rank of general, what the fuck is he doing undercover in the field?
He's a mutant.
He's a mutant.
He's not technically he wouldn't be allowed to hold a position in the office with that rank, but being out in the field, he can hold that rank in the field. Obviously, if he ever went to an Arbites outpost or one of their offices, he wouldn't be able to order around any old Arbites who didn't respect his name and his, what he's done.
Actually, we just turn around and leave him there, unconscious if need be.
Can I say to him, it's rather risky having an Arbites badge when you're living day in, day out with all these kind of people.
Especially one such high place
Had we
as
planned-
yourself.
And if we planned to take over or to do anything stupid, to just kill these guys for any nefarious reasons, why did we work with you? Why are we not trying to kill you now?
To try and make you escape, knowing that an Arbites officer is on the scene, is a common tactic used by scum to try and attach themselves to that Arbite as
Please,
God Emperor fearing citizens.
If
However-
I was allowed to kill
And look
you,
at
I
him
would
back
have done
there.
so then.
could you
Look at him
please
back there, how he
not?
acts.
He's gonna fall over.
So explain yourselves. Who are you?
I'll just-
Who are you? What organisation do you belong to, or where do you make your home birth?
Can I turn to who's the stat study, by the way? I forgot. Sorry.
Amanda?
I'll just turn to Amanda and say, yeah, we might as well tell him and then kill him. We kind of have to kill him if we tell him, but might as well. He's not going to give it up easy, and I'd rather not kill him without telling him.
On your head be it if we get punished for this.
I'll just shrug, but
I said we were above your pay grade. Turn the microbead off and I'll explain why. I'm looking at him. I'm make sure he's not got that microbead on, because he probably turned it on while we were talking.
I just have a massively smug look on my face, like, yeah, name drop, baby. And I will say that out
I'm
loud.
just gonna look at him with dead straight
Slight-
face. The magic
problem.
word start with I.
Slight problem is that we don't have any way of proving we're actually with
Yes,
the
yes we
position.
don't.
So
Yeah,
if he
I'm
says,
going to grab my mask off the ground.
so if he says he doesn't believe it, we should probably just kill him and leave because it's faster that way.
I mean, that is the job of a face to make him believe.
Yeah,
We don't have a face, do we?
I'm a face. I roll 45 fellowship. I'm the face.
Also, would I be able to see a glimpse of Ghost through this? Just like,
Yeah.
I can't think of a skill to get me through this, which is why I'm like, I gotta talk to the guy. I'm
the
having trouble
Archimedes
coming up with
actually-
words.
Is the Archimedes actually looking at me?
I'd probably like lean in and give you a look as you're laughing to be like, what? I don't get it.
You want to know what I look like?
Depends how much of you see, but yeah.
This shit, we make him roll awareness and not.
You're out
C
of
plus the
you're
rest.
out of combat time now. I'm only using the turn tracker to try and keep an eye on like how long this conversation's gone on for.
Yeah,
So he can see you.
Yeah, I'm sort of asking, like, does he actually see my face? Because I am still doing stuff.
Yeah, if he
Let me guess, black
if he
eyes.
were to look over at you, he'd see the side of your face. If you're looking over at the Arbite, then he can definitely see your face.
Okay. So
It's the
Diogenes,
others
do you
that
want to see the
couldn't
face?
because they're.
I probably see like half of your face as you're putting the mask on for a few seconds, so.
Okay, you see one half of my face. And do you see it for a long period of time? Do you see it for a short period of time? I want to ask.
For a short period, like as you're putting your mask on, I'm just like
Okay,
As the
that
conversation
means
goes on, I'm just curious and I peek over.
in that case, hold on, I need to flip a coin, left or right side. I'll actually just roll a 1d2 because I can't roll a crap coin.
I was gonna say, just assume you're looking at the guy when he sees you.
Just Google it.
You see a very pale side of the face and pitch black hair. Unless you decide you want to see more. But if you just see the side of my face as I'm putting on the mask, that's all you see.
Funny thing is, they have.
Can I just
Very
say in
pale
High Gothic
skin.
we're Inquisition as well? While I'm looking, so I don't even give a shit as I name drop.
Sure, if you want to do that.
So I'm just sort of leaning towards him, looking at Ghost, just like, what? And then I'm like, just saying, High Gothic. We're members of the Inquisition, and we don't have to answer to you.
He looks at you and says in High Gothic, which branch, and who do you take your orders from? Where's your documentation? He doesn't bat, by the way, he doesn't bat an eye at hearing that you're Inquisition.
Can I remember our interrogator's name?
He never told you his name. You're not high enough to know.
We know, no, but we know he's a right-hand man. Actually, there's the shit.
Alfonso or something like that? I forgot the name of the guy.
So who here has High Gothic as...
I have High Gothic.
Then you clearly heard him turn to
Everybody was
Diogenes and
talking over
say,
me,
who...
so I can say my response.
Okay.
The moment that Diogenes opened his mouth, it was just, fuck. I wish... in High Gothic, we should speak in low Gothic so everyone can understand. But we weren't high enough to know our interrogate's name. I can give you a name that might lead you to someone, but the moment we give you the name, it's on our heads.
He has a massive smile on his face. You are the most useless acolytes I have ever had the misfortune
We're not acolytes.
of ever meeting. And you'll be lucky if you ever get to that point. You have documentation that would pass you off. He holds his shotgun out at your face, Diogenes. Do that and your interrogator will have your head.
I have my
I'm a
pistol
contact that
in
you
my
were meant to
hand.
be meeting on this world. Well, I'm here to see if you are even capable of running missions on your own. It is clear that you do not. You have paperwork that says that you are from a rogue trader ship. Why did you not give that to me?
Because he is an idiot.
I've had no ability to draw it out, so it's any sudden moves results in a shotgun blast through me. And
At what point, when I chucked my ID down? You've told me many times that you're going to be sorely mismarked for this operation. However, it is impressive how quickly you found this place. I wasn't informed about who exactly you were. He lowers his shotgun from you, Diogenes. I wasn't given any description. I was only told that someone who I owe much allegiance to had sent a group here that needed to be tested, needed to be watched and checked. After your last discretion, whatever it must have been,
I shoot the guy that's kneeling before me. No way, I put the gun to his head. So should I kill this guy that now he knows what we are to?
Yeah, I just shout.
No.
No.
He shouts out no.
I knock him unconscious.
Sure, I will let you have that. You knock him unconscious.
Ghost speak High Gothic?
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
He went to Low Gothic. The only thing he said in High Gothic was to answer Diogenes.
I probably just take a step back just to be like, I don't want to get shot in the face.
And now I'm gonna have to wake him up for the interrogation.
And our paperwork would not cover us being down here killing a gang. It would cover us.
And you couldn't have come up with a lie. You're a member of the Inquisition.
I did.
You should be able to work
And you
wonders
immediately
with the
disregarded said
silver
lie.
tongue. You should be able to do better. This is
be glad to know that if it was up to me, I would have just left no witnesses.
And
I like
no
that philosophy.
information to be extracted.
Can
Admittedly,
I say something philosophical to Ghost, just to be like,
sure.
just to try and make him think, even if it's just for like a minute, like, killing, pretty much just killing randomly isn't worth anything. Should I roll philosophy for that, or?
Oh, I already have a response for this.
Yeah, sure.
Go
You
ahead.
can roll philosophy, but this is more to see how well you deliver it to Ghost, if that makes
Oh,
sense.
is that fellowship, or? Because I probably know a lot of quotes, so. Fellowship philosophy then, or?
Can
Go
you even
ahead.
do that? I thought it'd just
Yeah,
be
it's
in-
fellowship in school.
Yeah, it's to do with debates.
Okay, yeah, sure. You can do it with fellowship to try and see how well it is delivered.
I kind of want to fate this, actually. I am going to fate it.
Nat 200, nat 200, nat 200, nat 200. Come on. Ah.
Yay! 3 left.
You forget. It is nature's rule. Nature's rule is anarchy.
I thought that was...
Anarchy dictates that anything and anyone can die at any second.
He takes out a data slate. I had been given orders that I was to meet you on the Fall of Sin if you had successfully done the mission.
If acquired the materials asked of us.
You,
Can I say...
you must be. He looks down at his descriptions. Ghost, I imagine.
I am the ghost, yes.
Congratulations, you did well yesterday. I had attempted to acquire some of the drug myself, but I was unable to. They wanted me to fight in the pit. And that, quite frankly, would have given myself away. So, congratulations for your infiltration. I did not, although I knew you from the bar, I had not suspected you at that point.
I never saw him in the bar. He never saw me in the bar.
Oh, he saw all of you in the bar.
Oh, okay. In that case,
But he just, at the time, he didn't. You were just another group from another ship.
All right.
As I said, there were many people there, groups there from different ships.
Can I just say, well, we should probably just continue with what we should be doing. You know, they say idleness is the Dead Sea that swallows all virtues.
Shut it.
Diogenes, shit the hell up.
He
You're
looks.
only
he looks at
making
you.
everything worse.
Yes. Well,
Stories are hard to come up with when you got this one.
I
Just
had
a pale
hoped.
one short
Have
man.
you heard what he did on our first mission?
No.
What did he do on
The
their
same
first-
thing he did
He
here.
blew.
Ah,
We attempted to infiltrate, and you know what he did? He started whispering the word Inquisition. I think it was every third word in a sentence
Every
to
50.
a suspect.
I
Uh,
cannot. You cannot
not
be
really accurate.
serious.
Oh yes, I am.
And here
The
I
fact
thought
that he has
scholars
not
were
been-
supposed to be smart.
He is smart, just not wise.
Also a nod. So, do you want to know the profit values for different items on this planet? I think I got them down somewhere.
You seriously intend to wash your very clothes in front of a stranger? Your lack of professionalism is despicable.
I've
He
seen
does.
servitors smarter than you.
He does
I'm
come
s-
up to you, Miss.
I'm
I
still
just-
holding my sword
I
and
just-
I'm still staring down at him like I
Miss
want to kill him.
Miss Amanda. He does come up to you, and he goes up to you, does a formal parade ground salute. Like he clicks his heels together, gives you a salute, and then gives you a bow. And I'm very sorry, Miss. I do remember what I was doing in the bar. Unfortunately, I am a deep undercover agent. Given my appearance, it's easy for me to mix in with. Well, he kind of looks around to all the bodies,
Scum.
criminals. Yes.
While I'm walking away, I'll just say filth as well. So it's like scum, filth, and criminals all at the same time.
I am deeply sorry.
I'm gonna sheathe my sword, still looking at him and say, "You're lucky I didn't get you the first time I saw you down here."
He sheepishly, well, proudly yet sheepishly, kind of walks away, knowing that he has scorned a woman, and that's probably not a good idea. Ghost, you see him putting manacles on the prisoner. He takes them from a concealed pocket underneath. He actually has to go into his shirt and up into it to retrieve the manacles.
He's wearing a shirt?
He's actually wearing a chainmail shirt, and then he's got his clothes over the top.
Can I ask what's in this room as well, by the way? I literally just, like, when that was happening, I just walked off.
You have wandered off, so if you give me an awareness check. If
pluses? Or?
You can have a plus 30, because we'll say you've been in there during this whole conversation. It's going to take you a little bit longer to look around.
Yeah.
I will come back and you can have it once you've more time.
I just mumble while I'm standing next to the abites in the prison. I have not been able to be hit for 5 years. These idiots come along.
He kind of looks up at you with a, like, suspicious... You put my senses on high alert. I get the feeling you're a bit of a criminal yourself. He kind of takes a step back. Something about you.
A lot about me.
I really want Ghost to just shoot him as this song
I mean,
starts
you
now.
saw my face, did you not? Most people get that reaction when they see my face.
Yeah.
Yours is surprisingly mild. Did you actually even see it?
I got a glimpse of it. Yeah. I'm just ugly. You're just weird. And he kind of...
How much did he see? Because I can...
It was only a glance, because he was technically over here when Matey dropped, and then, you know...
If you want everyone to see your face, you kind of took
he was actually stood over here looking. So yeah, he would have had a chance to actually, like, look at your face.
So, quick question then: would you have seen my full face, or would you have seen the same thing as the Diogenes?
He probably would have seen your full face, because I imagine at one point you would have looked at him and laughed when he was saying about the Arbites not being.
I wouldn't have looked. I wouldn't have looked in that direction. I would have just still kept looking at the guy in front.
Then
of
only
me.
one side of your face. I mean, if you didn't look that way after the combat had ended, after Matey had given up, then he would have only seen half your face.
Okay. He would have seen. He would have actually seen the other side of my face, because I was then looking at him. Because they actually saw me as I was turned around. He saw me then when I was looking at the dude.
Sure.
So I'll quickly whisper you what he saw then.
So, Diogenes, enough time has passed that you've gone round and you've really looked at this area. It appears to be some sort of... It almost looks like a throne room from old... Well, from medieval worlds, or from worlds with... who still have royal families and still have warlords and the such. But it's
so
been...
this guy still be sat on the chair then, or...?
There is a chair at the top. There's another chair next to it, but it's been badly damaged. And it looks as if graffiti and drinks bottles, and there seems to be different foods of some sort around the side. As you look around, again, it seems more like this was a party house with a few a few. You can see like it looks like roughly maybe someone has been sleeping down here, from just like there are a couple of rags that have been like laid out in a kind of bed. Maybe they were just fucking when they were partying and high. You know, who knows. You can find lots of drug paraphernalia, like used substances. You can find lots of bottles of actually the Melanus wine. Someone's clearly been paying these guys fairly well if they're drinking. And you do look at a few of the bottles and you pour some of the liquid out, and it is Melanus wine, the wine that you looked at just a few days ago. And
I'll probably like. Are there any still full bottles here, or?
give me another awareness check. You would have to do this one flat.
9% chance.
You can
I'm
have a plus
noticing
10.
bottles of wine.
You can have a plus 10.
Oh,
Wouldn't have made it easy.
never mind. After they're like looking around and just being like, oh, they're in shit, just assuming it, I guess, I'd probably just go and sit on the throne and just like get my data slate out and essentially wait to be called almost.
Sure. Yeah, we'll need that one for questioning. As far as I can tell, this was their main base, but I couldn't find any intel about who was supplying these dregs.
We already have had dealings, possibly, with the people supplying them. We've seen the same substance before. The matter's gone even further up the chain than it should have. It appears there's whatever's going on here is interplanetary.
That's interesting. As far as I'm aware, this is the only place this drug has been found.
We found it in the last mission.
It's not your concern. However, know that there will likely be a lot more investigations going on.
I'm afraid this is indeed connected with other activities.
Oh, the fact that one of us still hasn't learned how to control herself also didn't help, because we could have captured the leader of this rebel.
Yeah.
Just did that noise then. What the hell?
Well, likely chances are the Arbiter kind of walks over to the corpse and gives him a kick. Chances are he didn't know anything anyway. Begins going through his pockets and seeing what items he had on him. Generally, these guys aren't intelligent enough to know whose boots they're licking or whose arse they're sniffing.
And even when they do, they know the cutout, the one that they were contacted through.
Any clue is a clue. Also, what weapon did the bandit chief have?
I think it was a chainsaw and a pistol, or...
One second.
Actually, can Diogenes continue looking around for it's pretty much just any substances you can pick up? Not to use or anything, just to just collect.
Yeah, it's really hard to face. It's like, I can't come up with a lie.
He uses a fate point. Did that roll? Oh, there we go. Fucking hell, there was some lag there. Can everyone make me an awareness check with a plus 10?
Yeah, you don't have awareness.
Me neither.
Make that 3.
Thankfully, Jenny passed.
Yeah, today is my
I'll say
get rid of all my bad luck day.
Jenny, you see the Arbite going through the crime lord's gear. You see him chuck over behind. Well, he doesn't chuck it. He places it behind him. He places a chainsword, clearly far too big for him to use. he goes through and he removes his belt and he goes through all of his pockets and he places a pack of low sticks down by the side of him. He places a few thrones, and then you see him do something, and you watch him for a second, and you're sure as he strips the belt off of the crime lord, he squirrels something away. How many degrees did you get? You got 2. So yeah, you see the flash of a hand grip of some sort of pistol and something else disappear into his garb.
I understand the mechanics, but
He begins removing armor and placing that behind him.
what did you take from him just now?
Excuse me?
I saw the grip. What did you take from him? Clearly a firearm, but why?
He looks at you and smiles and... Resupply? And a grin appears on his face.
I'm gonna scrutiny.
Is there any hand cannon ammunition laying around? Because I actually could use it to help up.
I'm going to
No
fail,
one- no
but
one
I'm going to
has.
try to scrutiny too.
No one had a hand cannon, and I'm not.
Okay.
I think hand cannon is. What ammo is it? It is hand cannon ammo, isn't it? Or is it
Yeah,
stub?
It's
It's-
a hand cannon specifically, I think.
It's like
Yeah.
a super big stub.
It's basically a deagle of stub weapons.
I think it's something like it fires heavy stubber bullets from like a modded auto pistol in terms of
It
how
has
big
a
it is
lot
relative.
of kick.
He places the armor behind him, and Jenny, do you get any closer to him?
I will.
Okay, so if you get closer to him, and like you continue to stare at him, he will flash you the sign of what appears to be a las gun. Roll me awareness with a +10, given your knowledge of mechanical things.
Armor, maybe?
Yeah, sure. Do you know what? Give me an armor skill with +10.
Essentially the same roll. Nope.
Definitely a las pistol of some sort.
Fair enough.
Unfortunately, he's got no writing, no letters, no data slate. I was hoping for something to...
Does he have an office? Maybe he had a cogitator.
Doubtful. Like I said, these... So, this piece of trash, he stands up and kicks the body. Again. He's from the Middle Hive, or he was. His family got made bankrupt, I guess you could call it. Made destitute. And he had to go down to the Lower Hive. You know, no one want... His family pissed someone off, as far as I could gather. And he got booted down here and no one would help him. So, he wasn't the most educated people, but, you know, he's much more than the lot that you find down here. As far as I can tell, they didn't have a brains of the operation. Like, they didn't have, like you, Tech Priest. He motions to like all of you, essentially. You know, there's only so much we mortals can know, you know, to really get the gist of. And again, he kind of motions to you, giving you the impression that he means to get to know, like, mechanical gear, you have to be Mechanicus, so...
Still, one would assume that running such an operation without some sort of infrastructure would be difficult.
Well, the only real thing I learnt, other than this place's location, was that someone was sending supplies to them. They were rerouting them from other shipments. And he holds out his data slate, but he doesn't like let you take it. But you can see shipping manifests and ones that he's clearly like marked as something special, and it looks like somehow someone paid the maintenance crew of one of the ship docks to bring in extra cargo and double up the numbers. And
out of character, would something like that happen on my previous assignment?
yes, this
So
would be from your previous assignment. You would have learnt that that's a very common smuggling technique, to double up containers and for shipping, to just double it up but split them, so there's two of the same number on the books, they're just in different places. And that's exactly what happened on the world that you were.
Okay, so it's nothing really out of the ordinary.
No. Well, so it is out of the ordinary. It's a smuggling thing. But that's definitely what you found on your last mission. That's how they were arming the gangs, and how they were supplying the gangs.
Right then.
But I couldn't find out which ship was delivering the goods. That's whoever's doing it is clever. I'm not sure how they're doing it, or if they're doing it with another party and they're playing along, using someone doing good business to do shady business in their shadow. But trail ran cold there, and that's why I ended up, coming down here.
Is this corresponding with my other findings? Or at least similar methods were applied?
So, is there anything anyone would like to do, ask, or know about the area that you're in at the moment? Your prisoner is not going anywhere. It's clear that he's going to be held.
I would if I could, but I can't think at the moment.
I mean, we have to interrogate him, but other than that...
It's just like earlier when I was trying to come up with a lie, all the noise just gave me a headache. But even worse was like, okay, I think I got a lie, and he doesn't give a shit. Fuck. It's that commitment with no why, it's hard.
I just helped the bodies drag off the unconscious dude. That's what we're doing.
Ghost, you would probably hear this. You all might hear this. Actually, it was said in High Gothic. It was the Arbite shoots a civilian in the face with his shotgun. I'm not going to roll it. He's
Wait.
Unconscious. He's cowering in the corner, and
Yes.
and he kind of just shakes his head and.
Wait, the pig just shot a guy?
Yeah, I chuckle at that. Just like, nice.
I'll raise an eyebrow. Like, okay.
You just make me like you a lot more.
Some secrets are best being kept.
Indeed.
You do hear he does like say prayers to the Emperor. He's not that heartless and cold. He does like, you know, he does appear to be sympathetic
Ghost
about
is-
it,
yeah.
but he
Ghost
knows.
doesn't give a shit about the prayers. He's just like, yeah, you killed someone that was unarmed, defenseless. Nice.
Diogenes is probably in the other room, and it makes him jump for a few seconds. So.
Did anyone want to declare any actions, do anything, or?
As I said,
I'm
help
gonna
me.
Did the
reload the
pig-
hand cannon.
Did the pig leave the sword behind?
Yes, he didn't pick any of it up. He basically stripped the guy off to try and see if he had any letters or anything hidden away. But he didn't pick anything up, except from the thing that Miss Jenny saw him scrawl away. Which appeared to be a
clip of
gun.
ammo.
I'm gonna approach the loot. And I'm gonna grab the sword. Look at the rest of the party and say, you guys want this? I'm gonna
I
carry
already
it.
have one.
You guys can pick whatever you like afterwards. Otherwise, this is useful for trade. And I'll collect everything that people don't pick up. As for the sword, is it just a chainsaw?
Yes, it is just a chainsword. But then for an area like this that is high tech, he also has chainmail, I believe. Nope, sorry, mesh armor.
Is that mesh vest?
Yeah, mesh armor. He has
I take vest.
expensive looking clothes. He has a pack of glow sticks. A few thrones. Well, 5 thrones to be exact.
I see the very nice vest. I take.
I think we still had something like 25 crowns left.
So the mesh armor is just normal. He has stylish and expensive clothes on.
Which are covered in blood with ruined legs.
Yes, but the top half is.
His
there's some
legs are
burning.
not okay.
Yeah, his trousers are ruined. Did he have any other gear? No. However, if you do want to check, there are a number of bodies lying about.
I'm just gonna sit here for a bit and hope my headache disappears.
Okay. Any actions?
I take the vest.
Did anyone actually? I don't know. He's actually there.
I do
I
not.
actually just want to look around. Can I do an awareness check, even though I'm going to fail?
Sure. You can have
So,
a plus 20
Look around.
as you walk around and look about.
I just wanted to see if we can find anything because we're leaving without actually giving a thorough look to this place. But you know,
I mean,
I suck
Ask
at
the
awareness.
tech priest to see if you can get any of those terminals working.
Sure, you can ask her that.
Oh yeah, and just a thing to note this. Tech use is knowing how to use machinery. No, actually knowing how it works, mechanics, religious-wise, oddly enough. And then there's trade technomat, which is you don't know how to do it, how it works, but you know what to do to make it work. It's a really annoying trade skill because it's like it can do some of the things tech use can do, but it doesn't know why it works.
Well, considering tech use is not barred off other characters, I just do it as certain people know different things about tech use. Mechanicus know the full use of tech use, whereas other characters just know what the Mechanicus let them know, tech use. So, Diogenes, do you microbead or do you ask Miss Jenny?
Just if you can get the terminal to work, pretty much.
She doesn't know where the terminal is. You're the only one who's
I'll
actually...
explain it to her if she asks me.
I could make an attempt.
Miss Amanda, you don't notice anything as you look around.
I'm just looking around, but I suck at this, so...
So, Miss Jenny, do you go to the area where Diogenes
Yes.
noticed the terminal? Okay.
It's almost.
So?
I'll roll awareness, I guess, unless I can roll scrutiny instead.
No, you're looking around the area.
So playing with the terminals would be tech use, I guess.
Do you? Yeah, sure. Give me a
I
Tech
have tech
use.
use for security, but they're the same role exactly for
Give me a tech use with a plus, probably a plus 20. This place is old, and it's very old tech. But it wouldn't take you long to notice that as you go down to the very odd styled Cognite unit, it's still, you can read the keyboard. It's not so ancient that that you as a mechanicus have lost that knowledge. You look down and you may have seen Cognite units like this, depending on how old the forge world is that you hail from. But as you look around and you find the access panel, you open it up and it's just charred. Just blackened remains within the actual body of the Cognite unit. It's clear that this machine spirit died many millennia ago.
Right. Machine spirit. So it's not gonna work if I slap it.
No. You look at the charred remains and you know that this was fatal. Whatever happened to this was fatal.
I'm just gonna tell Diogenes the circuits are long burned out.
Okay,
It's
and I'll,
nothing more than a glorified paperweight.
while she's doing that, can I just walk around and look for like any papers or texts?
Sure.
So when I'm done, I'm actually... Can I medicate myself?
Yes, I think you can.
Are there any penalties for self-medicating?
Nope,
No.
not as far as I'm aware of.
Okay, just give me a second, I need to check.
Diogenes, you wouldn't find any paper. Well, actually, you probably would find some paper where this is a world that has wood, has grass. It can produce, in fact, one of its trade resources would probably be paper. But you don't see it's more scraps, low quality that, you know, was part of a poster or part of, you know, a mechanicus, not a mechanicus, a factory's work hard, believe harder kind of motivational. Pain is life, life is pain for the God Emperor kind of posters that someone's ripped up and doodled on. You wouldn't find like logs or, you know, anything so specific and precise. Yeah, you wouldn't find any like diaries or anything like that.
Yeah, the reason I asked if I could roll scrutiny is just because methodically searching, but if I can't, what's the bonus I get for awareness?
Plus 20 as you're walking around
Okay.
looking.
Anyone else needs healing?
That was to be
no.
I
expected.
need healing.
I haven't picked engine in a while,
you
actually.
notice, I mean, you walk around the place and it's, you know, there's rubbish everywhere. They have been using this area to party in for quite some time. Actually, Diogenes, you would find a very, very hodgepodge sound system. Like, you look at it and you can see like sparks, as clearly the electrical systems are not fully protected. Did anyone want to look at the other bodies? Because there are a lot of bodies around.
Yeah,
I was
I'll,
gonna check them in a sec.
I'll check the other bodies too.
I only take the mesh vest. That's just all I take.
It's every time I go to open my mouth, somebody else starts talking.
I usually have that.
So that's 2 or 3 degrees of success.
No, there's
Two.
3. So that is.
3? Oh. So we are gained 3 HP.
Did you add your intelligence bonus?
I mean, oh, it's my intelligence bonus HP.
No, it's
Yeah,
Degrees of success plus intelligence bonus, as far as I'm aware.
yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
6 HP.
Yeah, I'm fully healed.
Gotta love the superior chirurgeon bonuses.
I'm just trying to think how superior courage and make it better on top of that, but no, it doesn't.
It does.
I meant just the general healing.
Yeah, it's only with heavily wounded. that
No,
it helps.
superior chirurgeon, it says. He
Oh, no,
gains a
plus
plus
20, don't
20
you?
bonus on all Medicaid skill tests.
Yeah, I meant like I thought it did something like gave you a flat bonus to the healing as well, not just to the skill test.
No, just to the skill test, not the actual
Yeah,
HP.
which is why I was like, no, it doesn't.
I mean, technically, plus 20 helps because every degree of success also helps your healing. So
Also, did you remember to add your friend? Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
and you know, I don't think we got hurt at all, did we?
Well, I was hurt and Ghost was hurt. I don't know
Amazingly,
if you two were.
I was hit like I think twice, didn't take damage either time.
I don't think anybody managed to actually hit me.
This has been the first time in 5 years character that Ghost has actually been hit by any sort of weapon. Because usually he picks that single prey and kills them before they can react. Oh well. Again, third time asking, no objections to me taking the mesh vest, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the bodies. Well, after Amanda looks over the place, she doesn't see anything. She's just gonna start looking at the melee weapons from all the bodies.
Which body are you looking at?
I think we're just gonna go over all of them.
Yeah, she's going over all the melee weapons basically. That's the only thing she cares about.
Okay. So from the heavy, you get a chain axe.
Okay.
You also get a flak vest off of him, along with a pack of glow sticks.
It just it's Alexa seriously contemplating smoking a glow stick.
I'm taking notes of everything in my inventory, but if anybody wants something, I'll just take it off.
I will need to know who. So is it just you two who are checking
At the moment,
checking
yeah.
over the bodies? Okay. You find 3 auto pistols, and you find 3 full clips of auto pistol rounds.
Alexa will carry one auto pistol, I guess.
So basically what I've done is, instead of giving you the ammo within the gun, because each one would be different, I've given you a full clip that basically takes over for the ammo that would be in there. Because I genuinely don't know how much ammo is in each clip, so you get a full clip with your pistol, is how I basically did it.
I added 2 clips and 2 auto pistols since Amanda's taking them. No, not Amanda, since Alexa's taking them.
Okay.
Just because carry weight is actually going to be an issue once we've looted everybody.
You find 4 knives, 4 swords, and Miss You find 15 human teeth. Well, I should roll a 1d5. But you find 15 human teeth.
Why am I carrying 15 human teeth?
No, you find them on 3 bodies, 5 on each. You find 3 packs of cheap glow sticks. And can Miss Alexa and Miss Amanda make me agility tests with a plus 40?
Right on target.
40, let's see. Yay.
You both notice as you're going over 3 of the corpses, as you begin taking items off them, you shoot back and just your hands come away. You know, maybe one of you lets out a little squeak and a squeal as you notice that their heads are just covered with lice. And you nearly got infected.
This place is fucking filthy and should be burned to the ground after we leave.
And that is everything.
Are the fires from what
Why did I carry teeth?
No, they found you found teeth like in their pockets.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take them. I just added teeth, and I'm like, where did I add these teeth?
I don't have fire
It's probably like a
stay around
superstition.
for that long. Fire's already overpowered enough as it is, so I don't have it spreading or.
Oh no, I didn't mean like
continuing
that.
to-
I meant like, was there a little fire in the corners that was going out?
It would be out by now.
Never mind then. If it went out while I was searching, I won't do what I was gonna do. I was gonna do my superstition, but never mind. It was a roleplay thing.
After the whole conversation and everything, it would have all gone out by now.
Also, I'll take the 3 packs of love sticks.
Cheap low sticks. Oh, bet you found some normal low sticks. Actually, you might have found 3 packs of normal low sticks, but you've also got 3 packs of cheap low sticks. Because actually, I missed some.
I'll let Amanda, not Amanda, goddammit, I'm Amanda, Alexa carry all the low sticks. Except
you
one
find
pack. I'm gonna keep 1 pack.
you actually find on one of the other characters. There are 3 characters that you noticed were different from all the others. Deadeye was one, the Crime Lord was the other, and then there was another individual. He has hive levers, he has a multi-key.
I'm gonna snatch the multi-key. If I can.
You're the only one with security. Go for it.
He also has a auto pistol and a chain blade. You would also see that he has a mask, a cloak, and mid-hive gear, like you'd see on a security guard or some enforcement officer that was privately owned. His clothing's a little bit nicer, probably so that he has access to the middle hive. But you don't find anything other than that. Unless you want to go over the civilians' gear. Did you want to go and loot the civilian that the Arbite shot in the face?
That was a civilian? That was another ganger.
No, he was a civilian.
It was a lucky civilian. A very lucky civilian. Let's
multi-key,
put it like
right?
that.
Yeah, multi-key.
I'm just gonna be a minute.
Okay. You don't want what the civilians got? Fair enough.
Yeah, all I was interested in was a meshness, and I took it.
Wait for it, the civilian was probably bloody loaded. And you just missed out on it.
Ghost doesn't care about cash, so yeah. Are we leaving the facility now or not?
I believe if everyone is done with this location, you can, if you wish.
Okay. Does the Abidis come with us or not?
Yes, he does indeed come with you. He actually suggests that you take the prisoner to your craft. He knows about your craft because you're meant to be giving him a lift up to the rogue trader's ship.
Yeah. Alright.
Can we have a shared box basically where I can drop off all this loot?
That would be your gun cutter.
Yeah. Because I don't think I should be carrying 2 chainsaws, expensive clothes, chain axe, flak vest, auto pistols, knives, swords, teeth, chain blades.
I will put it to you that everyone here is pretty lightly equipped, so they would you could probably share it between all of you. For the do you guys not have the gun cutter as a? No, you don't. Okay, I will add that.
In any case, as we're walking to the gun cutter, is the Abidis following us to the gun cutter or not?
Yes, he is.
Okay. In any case, I will still ask the rest of my team. Did any of you actually see my face? You were not as shocked as I thought you were if you had.
Why would we ever care about your face, Ghost? I'm just another person in the midst of trillions.
Thank you. My parents cared enough about my face. They're regretting that.
I'm a therefore Ghost.
So am I.
No matter what your face looks like, I'm probably not gonna be impressed.
Oh, I do not say it is the most terrifying thing ever. I mean, you should have seen the monsters on my homeworld. I take it they are perhaps much akin to yours, but...
You should have seen mine.
What were yours like? I am curious. What
Can I just put in and say they were big and green? Kind of humanoid-like. I've got a book about them if you're interested.
Those are not the monsters I was talking about. The creatures.
He's talking about his own. You
You
gotta like to the side and massaging her temples. At this point, like the situation's gone from bad to extremely fucked, and she's been unable to do anything. It's also to excuse the whole. I'm gonna start being quiet because headache.
Okay.
I'm actually at the point where like when you put your head against a cool surface,
Yeah.
and it soothes massively.
Mhm.
I've just done that with a warm surface, and it's been soothing.
Lovely.
Maybe you should check some pills.
Okay.
It'd just be paracetamol, and that doesn't do shit.
Do you have any special painkillers?
Nope.
Eh.
It's probably
I
ice
have-
strain, but my glasses won't do anything at this point in time.
I mean, after the session, I maybe could recommend you. Actually, I'll just recommend you now. If you would be able to get rid of a headache quickly, try searching for painkillers with coffeine in them. Not caffeine, coffeine. It makes it so that the painkillers easily adopted into the bloodstream.
Thanks.
Oh, just take a nap.
Mid-session.
I like those.
Also, if I have a nap now, I'm gonna wake up in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Okay, so I just continue the conversation. Okay, so none of you actually saw my face. Good.
I've already made my opinion on seeing your face abundantly clear. Not while we need to know about it. Or that when we are no longer in a situation where knowing about it might be a hindrance to your stealth.
I prefer staying anonymous. So thank you for that. It would have been even better if my face was just completely metal, but I am not at that point yet. So I guess we just drop the guy off the gun cutter?
Sure, you can drop the prisoner off at the gun cutter. The the Arbite will turn round to you and, well, there's no point me staying in my well, my job's done here now. I doubt we'll find anything else. So if you don't mind, I'll just stay on the ship. You guys were meant to give me a lift anyway, so...
That sounds okay with me. So, all we need to do now still is just pick up wine and then leave, right?
He looks down at his data.
That was the last of our
slate.
jobs.
Well, we've got a week until the fall of sin actually arrives.
Let's go get us. Let's go collect a delivery.
He goes into the ship, mumbling something about rogue trader schedules and unwilling to help the Imperium.
I just say something as I might attempt to actually find more dealers. No objections to criminal scum disappearing off the streets, I take it.
We don't need to fish out the hive, don't cause trouble. It's just...
Maybe there is another gang that sells them. I could find it.
Then we'll know when that gang starts collapsing due to infighting. When you cut the head off the snake, the body thrashes.
Yes, but who says this was a snake? In any case, I am not going to spend a week just being idle.
Then you can guard the delivery.
That can work too.
So you would all be expected to fill out your data slates with basically your mission and, you know, create a report for the interrogator. That would take up a bit of your time, but you did get the job done quicker than what they imagined.
So the end result of us meeting the Arbites went to fucked. But as it stood, we have a Diogenes causing trouble.
We decided to go in guns blazing before Diogenes would cause that, so...
Oh no, I meant they're completely fucked, but... You know, when we effectively outed ourselves to our Arbites without any paperwork on hand.
Yeah. I mean,
As Arbites pointed out, we did have paperwork.
We had some paperwork, but it wasn't Inquisition paperwork. And when I tried to use a lie, which would have then fell on the paperwork, the lie got brushed off.
It's a good thing Ghost wasn't the one
I mean,
leading
did
that
you
conversation.
show him
Because
the
Ghost would have just
paperwork?
sold him.
It was meant to go lead into using the paperwork, but it was meant to be to begin with, turn your mic read off so none of us get in trouble over this. And then, just because it was the beginning stages of headache, it was like, yeah, no, this isn't coming out right.
It's also how you guys act around an Arbite. He's a member. He is for a crew member of a rogue trader ship. They would still show the Arbites all due respect, and it's how you guys act around the individual that will tell him how. You know, it's like how Magnus acted around the Astartes. Oh my God, you know, you're amazing.
Yeah.
The conversation should have gone, here's our paperwork. Please don't shoot us, Arbites. We just tried to help you. And it didn't. It just went more and more.
It
So
would have, but his
Diogenes
first thing was
has
point a
helped you.
fucking shotgun at me.
No, at the group. Of course. He's the law. What would Judge Dredd do? He'd pull a gun on you and be like, paperwork. Citizen, show me your papers.
I would shoot back, that's
Assume
the problem.
position, perp.
Yeah. I'd say
Actually,
he'd
it's
criminals.
not fair character. Let's put it that way.
Criminals shoot back. The innocent surrender.
I am a criminal, so yeah.
And the problem was, until we'd actually seen his ID, which he chucked on the floor, I might add, which made it harder for us to see it, which, while great for distracting us, doesn't work when we need to see it, meant we couldn't identify him without taking our eyes off him, which, if he was a criminal with fake ID,
Yeah,
give the opportunity to shoot
there's
us.
one of him and 5 of you. You could have each taken a turn to look at his ID and still had 8 sets of eyes. Well, sorry, had 4 sets of eyes still on him. So, of course, he's going to chuck his ID on the floor when he's outnumbered. It would be...
It makes perfect sense. Let's be honest.
Just, to me, in my current state, it made no sense because where he chucked it. Just because when you said he chucked it, it was like, it's right by the door. Well, that means 2 of us can't see it.
I mean, he checked in front of him, so
And he was right by the door.
that way he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to use one of the hands to hold the badge, you know.
But you have, you would know where you can collect the delivery of wine. There is a trading post that deals with, basically you can't buy the wine directly off of anyone. You have to go through a official chain of commerce. But you know the location of that area. That's not hidden from you. So over the next week, you could easily just go down there, show them your receipt, essentially, and they would actually ask to deliver the cargo to your ship. It's not a bottle. They inform you that it's a 100 bottle crate of their
I would
finest
accept the
melonless
delivery.
wine. So they would give you, well, you would give them the location of your craft, and they would give you the time and date of when it would go there, so you would be able to oversee it in case, heaven forbid, emperor forbid, anything were to happen to said crate. So by all means, you can pass that on to the co-pilots if you wish, or one of you can go down there. There's not a massive amount to do on the world. After you filled out your reports and gone and collected the wine, was there anything else you wanted to do, or do you just happy to time skip to where the Fall of Sin will pick you up?
I would like to spend at least the day of the pickup. I'll not be at the pickup. I'll see if there's still a dealer out near our hotel where the first location was where I did that.
Okay, so I won't make you roll for this. You will spend basically the whole day looking from the shadows, trying to see if you can find anyone. You see a lot of... well, how many druggies did I say there were currently? Okay, so whilst... Ghost, you don't see any dealers. You see a lot of agitated people on the streets. But you spend a day and you don't see anyone anywhere. Within that week, another civilian riot does happen. It happens shortly after you take down the crime lord and his gang. It's put down very quickly, and you would be able to get reports from Jenny accessing the Mechanicus's data mainframe that there were a group of civilians who appeared to be, druggies trying to hold people up, trying to find drugs anywhere. They tried to break into a pharmaceutical area, or a not a pharmaceutical area, a warehouse. That was the word I was looking for. But nothing comes of it. After an hour or so, the PDF seemed to clear it up very quickly. I'll probably say, Ghost, that you can spend, a few hours or, as much time as you want actually checking out the civilian population, and you don't see any drug dealers like you saw before. You do, however, see the occasional, as you're walking through the bar area, you see a couple of shady people passing over drugs, but they don't appear to be, it's not white powder, it's like like a cannabis, like a smoke, like one of the drugs within the Imperium, but it's not the one that you're after.
Yeah, then in that case, Ghost won't care. Should I do this? They told me to gut the supply, so I'll probably do that, otherwise I would have done something else.
Also, when we write up our reports, I will admit to my mistakes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Reports, same as, just blatant. Just everything. In obsessive detail.
I'll put everything of relevance on my reports, and observations about what teammates did wrong and did right. So.
Okay, cool. So as the week moves on, you all refresh your fate points. You're in an area where you have the luxury of being able to use the rogue trader paperwork to get out into the countryside if you wish, or to go and see where the wood is being chopped down and harvested, and with your very well made forged documents, you were given this privilege, so you'd have time to recover all your wounds and your fate points would go back up to full. After the week, you get a call from one of the pilots aboard your gun cutter saying that they've had word from the Fall of Sin. It is coming into system, and they'll be able to dock with it in a matter of hours. As you make your way onto your gun cutter, you would see that Arbite Matthew Edwardson, he does say that you can just call him Matthew, he's taken up residence in one of the co-pilot's areas. You'd find your prisoner locked away in one of your storage holds. He wasn't there when your delivery got put into your other storage hold. And if there's nothing that wants to be said, you take off. And you dock with the Fall of Sin. As you fly up, breaking atmo and going into space, you would see the Fall of Sin through the observatory windows, and through, I believe, one of the turrets has a window. It is a lunar class. Hang on, is it a lunar class? Hang on. I'm pretty sure it's a lunar class, yeah. No, sorry, it's a Daedalus class. Yeah, which is a lunar class. Yeah, I was right.
Dauntless?
Yeah, Dauntless class, sorry. Yeah, it's a Dauntless class light cruiser that has been augmented. You would note that one of the sets of guns, macro batteries, has been removed. And as you fly up, you would see that, well, Jenny would probably notice first that you're using an added-on dock. This is not one that would be on the standard design, although you know that all ships are kind of none of them are on a truly standard design. They all have their unique quirks. The co-pilot tells you that you'll be docking. The captain has asked that we remain in the ship, that you remain in your gun cutter until you actually re-enter the warp. And once the ship is underway again, he will actually communicate to the vessel and meet you in the hangar. This takes several hours. You were in your ship, in your gun cutter, for at least 7 hours, waiting, as you can hear other ships moving in and other docking bays being opened and closed, and the rumblings throughout the ship. You'd also hear crew, because they'd probably be very noisy trying to unload their cargo and load up on more valuable cargo. But after 7 hours, you do get a report from the pilot, who tells you that if you wish, you may go and meet the captain. If you want, you can just stay on the ship, however.
I was told to guard the shipments. That's what I'll do.
Yeah, that was mostly what I was thinking. Basically, yeah, we have to deliver this to the.
Yeah, the two of
to
us.
the good.
I'm completely okay with the two of us just guarding this thing. You might even get some conversation with Ghost going if you try.
Probably just talk about the fucked up monsters we face in our world and stuff like that. Small talk,
Oh,
not
yeah.
much.
So what was your world like? If you say it was also a death world.
Dark, scary, and full of monsters. Just always a lovely day.
It was never a day on my world. Well, on the one side of the world it was. You couldn't go there, you would be vaporized by the heat. No, everyone on my world lived on the dark side. And, well, not everyone on our world was able to adapt too well to that. It was not always easy for, I imagine, the first people to settle the world to live in such darkness. But the world is rich in resources, so the Imperium has stuck around. Cities are relatively safe if you did not account for my presence, but outside the cities, those were the real monsters.
In my world, I don't know what people saw in it, but we were all born into violence and we died violently. Every capable member of society must fight to survive.
To a degree, yes. But I was rejected for just about everything that was not a criminal life. Then again, I like the criminal life. Did you have any family growing up? I am curious.
None that I care about
Neither
enough
did I
to
care.
know.
Neither did I care about my own. And I started fiddling a bit with
My
the
family.
bullet casing around my necklace.
The only family I ever cared about was the army, so
I never really cared about anyone. I actually still do not. No offense, it is equal for everyone.
I'm taken.
My family, yeah. They hated me, I hated them. And they ended up, how is that said? They ended up drawing the short straw. I think that is the expression.
I see. My family wanted a male child, not a female. They got me instead, so I was shunned. But let's not talk about our past, shall we? Not that type of past.
If I'm
Neither
president,
am
I'll
I.
just sort of be like, I'll be like desperately trying to fight the itch to talk about the book I wrote.
Amanda, don't you have like
Yes?
15 or 22 siblings?
I have a shit ton of siblings, but I'm not gonna tell Ghost that.
Okay,
Ghost is fucking weird as shit.
I just wanted to check.
Yeah, I'm not telling him about them.
I mean,
Just casually tell a mass murderer or someone you suspect of being a crazy murderer. Just like, hey, I have loads of siblings, by the way.
I mean, you're on the same team as Alexa, and currently her body count is greater than Ghosts in terms of people seen.
and the
Yeah,
people
there's
seen in the campaign, yes.
Yeah, but you
Here's
wouldn't
the
kill
thing, though.
her brothers and
He-
sisters unless the Emperor wanted you to, though. He'd do it if he
Here's
felt
the,
like it.
here's the big difference, though. Ghost is clearly a psychopath. He clearly stated that he likes criminal life. Why am I going to divulge to him how many siblings I have? I said,
You
the army
shouldn't.
is my family, which is true. So,
You absolutely shouldn't tell Ghost anything.
the army is also my family, so I didn't technically lie. I just, didn't say everything.
Deceive time.
I must say that. I am not sure if any of you have noticed, but I am still adapting to current situation. I have not worked with anyone for long periods of time, for over 5 years.
Oh, that much is clearly obvious. No offense.
No, none taken. It is, in a way, the Emperor has dragged me through all of this. At least, the Emperor in his form of nature. Knowing that the Emperor represents nature, that the Emperor can represent both the order of the city, but also the anarchy of nature. I like the anarchy part more.
Well, to each its own.
Don't let the crazy flamethrower woman hear that. I don't think she'll agree with how I see the Emperor.
Don't worry about it.
I must say, in a strange way, it is comforting to have people around me again that I, to some degree, can rely upon. I do not trust anyone yet, but that is, well, I hope you can forgive me for that. But so far, anyone I have ever, so far everyone I have spoken to in the last 5 years has either attempted to betray me or was already an enemy or victim to begin with.
Don't worry about it. So long as you don't try to kill me, I won't try to kill you. And we should be fine.
You know what? I myself might not have any honor, as you might call it, but you do, I think. And I do not expect you to trust me at all, ever. But perhaps it should be useful that during that fight with the gang, I have never had my mask off for such a long period of time. Also in the last 5 years, and in a way it also felt liberating to take it off. An acknowledgement of, hey, of being still vulnerable. It was the first time I was actually struck by a weapon again in the past 5 years.
Oh, that's 5 years without taking a single blow. That sounds rather impressive. As to your mask, well, if it's free, take it off. If you prefer to keep it, keep it. There's not much
I have
else
the
to-
feeling I can rely upon you most of everyone in our group. Perhaps the tech priest I need to earn some favor with. I do fancy the mechanical bits, but I feel I can, to some degree, rely upon you. So I will show you my face. And with that on my hand, presses up against the mask, there's a and the mask comes off. And you've seen Ghosty before, so you know his skin is very pale, but I take it you've never really paid attention to it beyond that, but his eyes are closed first as his head raises, and one of the first things you can see is as his skin is entirely just pale white. His hair right down the middle. One side is pitch black, the other side is as white as his skin. He opens his mouth slightly, and you can see that now that you look at it properly, you can see that his fangs, he sort of has fangs, his jaw and his teeth are slightly more reminiscent of that of a carnivorous animal than that of your average human. And then he opens his eyes, and you can see that these eyes do not even appear human. They are entirely black. This doesn't even look like lenses or just completely black pupils. No, you can't even see pupils. There is no white part of the eye. No, the eye is just entirely black. It's like a black void that you stare into.
Give me 1 second. I have the perfect picture to describe.
Him his pay to win bullshit.
Sorry.
What, pay to win?
That's basically Amanda's look right now.
Okay. And he just sits there staring at you.
I see. I guess I can understand why you always wear your mask. But if you... Honestly, I don't really care how you look. You so far have been effective, so... If you feel like it, you don't have to wear your mask around me, because I won't judge.
I have a weird urge to hug you right now.
Run away! Run away!
But I understand that it's unprofessional.
Pale skin, dark
Ah,
eyes,
bro.
and drinks blood. Don't let him hug you.
Yeah, she's just gonna raise her eyebrow again, like,
They
yeah,
don't know
no,
about the
don't
drinking
hug
blood
me.
part. They don't know about the drinking blood
Yeah,
part.
we don't,
True.
we don't.
And
I'm
that's
just gonna
completely
raise the eyebrow.
unrelated, by the way.
Vampire.
Yeah. I, hmm, I guess everyone is gonna be quiet for a little bit, just thinking.
If you are uncomfortable with my face, I will put the mask back on.
No, that's not it. Just. I'm
I'll
safe.
put it on anyway, in case somebody
If
comes to check up on it.
when you mentioned hugging me, I just remembered the pig, and that made me to try to go to a happy place. Sorry. Is the pig still with us by any chance?
Yes, he's still on board.
Is he anywhere near us?
He sat right next to you. No, he's not.
Oh, wait.
He's in the crew. He's in the crew quarters.
Okay, if he was sitting right next to us, this conversation would not happen. Just so you know.
Yeah, I'm
No,
just
I'll
gonna
give
look.
you. I'll give you that. Whenever you go near the crew quarters, you can hear talking and laughing coming from their room, and some of the laughter does seem to be coming from the Arbite.
I'll just look in the direction of his room, shudder a bit, and go back and start making small talk again.
Happy place, you say.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
You say you have a happy place in your head. How does that work?
I just think back to myself killing some demons. Well, not demons, monsters. Just retcon that part. And you know, it gives me a smile.
I have something similar. But, well, to me they were monsters. Let's put it that way.
Fair enough.
I'm still twirling with the bullet casing and chain around my neck.
Did anyone want to go and meet the captain? You can stay in your ship, and the message will be passed along.
I'm not in a talking mood, otherwise I would have done it.
Technically, Amanda can't really talk. She has a fellowship of 23 or something.
You don't
Yeah,
need fellowship for
25.
this.
Well, no,
So I'm
you're
just
a
like,
player
yeah.
character, so you can build up. You know, you can talk to people and build up a relationship with them just by talking to them and taking an interest in what they're talking about. You don't need to roll for that, but it's only when you want something off them.
And
Yeah.
fellowship is automatic charisma. Like, effectively, if I make a roll, even if I'm as a player fucking it up, Alexa's this much charismatic when I roll her. But she's my level of charismatic when I'm playing her.
I'm just thinking more along the lines that outside of the army, I'd say admin is a little bit of socially awkward. So
And if you guys don't want to meet the captain of the ship, the message can be passed along, and your gun cutter will be resupplied, and you'll
we could go drop the wine crate.
no, that stays in
directly
the ship.
after him,
That's
so-
no,
Okay,
that
could I
stays in
now
the ship.
speak?
The crate.
Because as I was trying to say, while I do want to meet him, currently as a player, I'm in a state of headache where it's like, yeah, I just don't want to talk. I do want to meet him. I'm just, as a player, headache. I don't want to talk. I'm tempted to just say I'm done. I'm gonna go sit in a dark room for a bit.
I could just hassle him for questions. Like, what kind of tactics to use? How do you land on a planet with bad atmosphere? Stuff like that.
Yeah, you haven't actually met him yet, so if you were to meet him and then start doing that, he's just going to be like, an idiot.
I can already
Ventum.
I can already see that, and he's just reaching the captain, looking him dead in the eye, say, "What type of wood do you like?"
What's the best wood? Tommy.
You know.
I mean, by all means, we can end the session off here and carry on next week.
I think it's a good point to end it.
Yeah, sounds okay. If you can keep going, then just let's call it. Because there's
I'm
no
not
point
needed.
in you just...
I'm not needed, so I can just go. It's not going to affect anyone else, so if other people want to do something, we can just do Alexa next week, then you don't have to call it. I'll just not be here.
Well, no, the episode would have to end, because it's kind of... Depending on how you react and how you guys go along with the Rogue Trader, he may be for one mission, he may be for more. And if you're all gonna meet, then there's no point me role-playing you meeting and having a meal, or, you know, whatever he wants.
Okay.
But you guys can, if you wish, just skip him, and, you know, the time will pass, you get resupplied, and you find out about your next mission. It's entirely up to you, because you are inquisitorial agents. You don't have to meet the Rogue Trader.
Although it's a little early, I think we should end it here then, because although it is, we can skip it, I don't think we should. It wouldn't be polite of us as guests of the dude to not meet him, at least make small talk. And
We
I
can do
do
that
think we
next
should all meet him.
episode.
So,
Yeah, sure.
and since Dylan is basically dying in the corner, it's probably best for us to, you know.
Yeah, fine. Then we will end this episode off here. So I'd like to thank everyone who was watching for watching, and to join us again next time. So take care, everyone, and bye-bye for now.